of a isometric and positional rotation flow. So you can follow along and just watch me, or you can actually follow along and follow along. Let me look into my bag of goodies here and see what I might need. We're going to get started very shortly here. All I'm going to use mostly for this workout is a pair of chucks or heel wedges and rope, which is probably about, what, 8 inches? Okay. I'm going to do 45-second muscle contractions. And here we go. Like I said, you could follow along or you could do whatever you want. And I'm just going to go through a workout. You know, I'm sick of talking. I'm just going to go through a workout. Okay, and the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to get right into head over foot split squat. So we're going to do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, we're just going to hold in position here. So notice we are loading this column. Okay, if you're not ready to just be in this position here, you can just hold on to something. But we're going to do 45 seconds here. So I've got the heel away on the back foot, and I'm preparing myself to be in this column here. Okay, we got 15 seconds left. Now I'm going to just I'm going to lift my heel up. And here I'm going to finish with some rotation. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Then you got 15 seconds break. The chuck on my right foot is it's sloping to the outside of the foot. Sloping to the outside of the foot. Okay, other foot, heel away, head over this column, toes pointed straight ahead. Position hold. So no overcoming isometrics here, just yielding isometrics. And like I said, you can use an assistance here, but basically what I'm trying to do is rotate the body all the way until it's end position here and hold. I'm trying to load this hip as much as possible. Okay? I'm trying to be back chain dominant, meaning the large muscles of the posterior chain are taking the effort. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so I did head over foot, 45 seconds each. Now I'm just going to do a regular squat. So now I'm using both chucks here, and I'm just going to do head over midline. I'm going to do head over midline. 3, 2, 1, and go. So what I'm looking to do here now is toes pointed straight ahead, inside ankle bone high, and knees are slightly wide at a 22.5 degree angle, and I'm back chain dominant again. So head in front of the hips, and here you can just pull back on something. So it's kind of like just a regular squat, and I know it looks weirder than a squat, but this is the setup you need to have good mechanics to allow the body to spiral. And we got 10 seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Like I said, we got 15 seconds rest in between. My 15 seconds is probably running a little long right now. Okay, now we're going to move to a single leg deadlift. So what I'm doing is now I'm rotating into this column, this right leg. I'm using some assistance here, but I'm in a deadlift position, single leg deadlift position. So we were just kind of like here. Now I'm bringing that leg right off the ground. And again, you can get your shoulders rotated towards your front foot. And we're going to get us back on track here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, so it's like the single leg deadlift, but with just a rotational aspect to it. We got 5 seconds before we get to the other side. I might as well use the chuck again. Again, the chuck is promoting inside ankle bone high. So I'm fully rotated here. And my heel is turned away on the other foot. I'm getting as much access in here as I can get. I'm going to hold on to this though. So I'm not going to be a hero here. I'm just going to hold on. And allowing yourself to breathe as your muscles are contracted, as you're rotated through here. And here we go. 15 seconds left. You can feel this in your abs, your obliques, your hips. Everything feels good though. It's not like a strain. The body feels like it's appropriately handling the pressure. And rest. So even that right there, that little sequence there can be a nice little warm up, but I'm going to continue on here. Ah, perfect. I'm right on track. Okay, we're going to get up against the wall. Again, trying to load the columns, right? We're just going to do a single leg wall sit. Okay, and what we're looking for here again is head over this foot. Head over this foot. So if we have to just put our foot somewhere, I don't care where you put the foot, but just take that foot off the ground and load this column. We got about 10 seconds left. Your posterior chain should be managing the pressure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. 15 seconds and we'll hit the other side. So what we've done so far is a split squat, regular squat, single leg deadlift, single leg squat. Write that down. Write that down if you can remember. Okay, so we're loading one side. I'm here. This is a handy feature here, this little rope. And getting your elbows to be like pointers has been very useful to further feel the rotation. So again, rotating down this way, looking for your center of mass, feeling for your center of mass, and finishing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's keep going. Does anybody have any questions? I think we're going to get on. Okay. Working the coil now, okay? Working the coil. This one's good for you guys here, okay? So let's see. It's going to be a long side here. We're up against the wall. Let's see if you can see this. Okay, one side is pulling down, one side's reaching up. Okay. Now, once again, loading this side. Driving the elbow in. We're getting the rotation we need. Head over foot for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to work the other side. So the arm that's towards the wall is reaching up. Arm that's away from the wall is tucked in. And we got our weight up forward. We're loading this. We're rotating towards this hip. Trying to elongate the other side. And shorten one side, elongate the other side. 45 seconds here. Using the wall to make nice straight lines with notice my hand all the way down to my back foot. 15 seconds here. Really driving this right elbow here, into the hip. One side is long, one side is short. Finish here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, we're gonna get on the mat here. We're gonna get on the mat here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, using the ropes that we have, we're gonna get ourselves into a Superman, okay? But we're gonna rotate into the Superman. So elbows driving away from each other, and one elbow's going to the back pocket, one elbow's going straight ahead, pulling away from each other on the rope. You'll notice that naturally one leg is going to go higher than the other. This is once again the body rotating and contracting the necessary muscles. Now, keep that same leg up and rotate the other way. Still driving one elbow into the back pocket. And notice as you come back to center, the head goes down the midline. As you start to rotate, your head goes back over foot. I'm gonna hit the other side to finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. And then to follow that up, so I've hit everything in these back 4 sections, columns, once again, thinking columns. To hit the front, the quadrant, the front 2 of the quadrant. You're gonna do the same thing, but just on your back. One leg's going up, one leg's going down. We're gonna take this elbow and try to tuck this elbow in. Once again, we're getting the coil, but now to the front side. The elbow is driving down. Might even be able to get something like this. Then rotating to the other side. Again, head over foot, driving the elbows away from each other. This is what I'm going to have to work on to coach, give a couple better coaching cues on this one, but this has potential here if I can get this right. And then we're going to finish that with just straight on here. So if we start to understand the sequencing of this all, it goes head over foot, head over foot, head down the midline. And that's how you start to program your workouts. Am I getting enough here? Whatever that may look like. Am I getting enough here? Whatever this may look like. And then am I getting enough here? Whatever this may look like. Chances are we're getting enough with our head down the center of our midline and not enough on a single leg, or as you saw on my back or stomach there, enough rotation type stuff. So go through your workout program and just line up, okay, where is my head in the center? Where is my head fixed in the center of my body? From there, try to have a 1-on-1 ratio. Actually, it'd be 2-on-1. Not a math guy, so back off. Head down the center, head off to the side, head off to the side, okay? And just keep on cycling through those. Head down the center in a position, head off to the side, head off to the side. Now, here's something that I need for you guys for some homework is, can you... My buddy texted me today and said, I'm doing the incline press. What should I do with my head? I said, in that scenario, you have to keep your head down mid-frame. You have to keep your head down the center of your body. You're not about to bench press like this, right? But now I'm trying to tell him, okay, if you're going with a press, with your head down the center, how do we follow that up with some sort of press where our head is away or here? You know, how do we start to integrate the upper body in with this principles of head outside of mid-frame, body spiraled? So what's a press? Like it always, for me, it comes back to a lot of boxing. I started to use the Airdyne. So the Airdyne bike I'm using with clients because now I'm working that figure eight as they're pumping their legs and working their heart. But I'm working the figure eight concept, and you're allowed to let your head kind of swivel as you're doing the Airdyne. Whereas if we're in a fixed position doing a bike, our upper body's not moving, we're just biking, right? But now here you're incorporating a push-pull figure eight from the upper body, which is something I've been talking about. So just doing an Airdyne bike where you're getting this head swivel, your neck is rotating, and it's freeing up your neck and your shoulders. And then of course you're getting your figure eights from your shoulders because of the Airdyne bike. So, all right, this is our homework is to find ways to do single arm where single leg is easy. Like, boom, okay, we got our head outside of our mid frame. That's easy. We can do this type of stuff all day, whatever we're trying to do here, right? But then for upper body, how's the head work with the upper body? You're always like this. Is the head always away? Okay, so that was my point. It kind of goes back to fighting, boxing. Okay, I'm not a fighter or a boxer, right? But I'd imagine that our body's meant to do this, right? So we're pressing and we're pulling back with the shoulder, right? That's that same concept here. Boom, 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 right? And then throwing, right? It's here. Boom, to boom, 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 throwing, right? Uh, so, okay, going back to it, we're kind of just like trying to find the right. I think I've got the low body dialed in for low body isometrics using this rotational concept. How do we work in the upper body? Is it a crawl? Is it a swim? The body seems like it's meant to swim, right? So working in bands or something like that. I hope you guys are following me, but basically I'm trying to, without having to use expensive machinery, put resistance to something like this, where this is my chest press. Boom, boom. My shoulder press is here. Boom. Right? Of course, we can get isometrics with that. Let's see. This is why isometrics is the best, because you could invent machines, what machines would do right here, right now. Okay, so working this coil concept. This rotational concept, right? Is the upper body, is it like this? Let's see, I'm pulling down on this, right? Is this a way of getting... See, I'm already working on isometrics for the upper body. But then a push-pull we're going to have to work on. Some sort of push-pull. But here, for the coil, boom. Other side. Or same side. That's the thing. The coil can happen on both sides. The rotation could be here and here. Right? Because I can punch from here, and I can punch from here too. So don't get confused when you're rotating. Am I rotating towards the foot, away from the foot? You got to do both. Because sometimes you're here, where your head's over your foot, and sometimes you're here. Boom. So the coil happens in both ways. So when you're holding your isometric positions, it's so good to be away from the foot and then over top of the foot. Does anybody have any questions? If not, I'm going to leave. Clock is ticking. Thanks for spending some time with me. I appreciate all of you. I hope I've given you some useful information. So thanks. Over and out.